I've been talking about the Children and Young People Act in Scotland and the legal provisions that we do have to implement the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child. So I started off by giving the context as to how the Children and Young People Act came about, and the fact that there was a lot of debate around the incorporation of the UN Convention into law, but that ultimately the Children and Young People Act doesn't incorporate the UN Convention into law. We didn't succeed in our campaign to secure incorporation at that point. But what it does do is it puts a duty on ministers to consider children's rights. Ministers have to report on what they're doing to take forward children's rights. They have to listen to children's views. And this has resulted in some quite exciting developments. There are highlights like that have come about as a result of the Children and Young People Act, but they're patchy, ad hoc. We're not seeing the kind of long-term culture change so far that we would like to see in terms of recognising children as rights holders. So really a call to action that we need to not just rest on our laurels for what we got with the Children and Young People Act, but be more ambitious and ask for more in terms of rights protections for children and young people.
One of the speakers said today that children can't have their rights enforced if they don't know what they are. I think that's really important because it's not just, we can't just assume that children know what their rights are. It's the embracing of the rights of children which makes them so important.
The Children and Young People Scotland Act 2014 enshrines the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child into Scots law for national and local governments. Despite this, the 2014 Act falls short of full incorporation. It puts a duty on national and local governments to fulfil these rights, but no legal action is taken for children who these rights are breached.
While the Scottish Government claims to be committed to children's rights and has in some respects implemented aspects of the Convention, it has gone nowhere near far enough.
My work mainly looks at the ways in which countries have worked with the Convention on the Rights of the Child to give it legal effect at a national level. So what we've been talking about this morning is that there are ways in which countries can do this, some of which are more effective than others, and we've a lot to learn from how other countries do it, so it's good to look elsewhere.
Wales has taken steps to introduce legislation which requires Welsh ministers to have due regard to the Convention in everything they do. It has inspired a different approach to legislation and policy within the Welsh Government, that it has inspired other organisations beyond the Welsh Government to take a child rights approach to their work. It's provided the child rights community in Wales with the leverage to address its concerns to Welsh ministers.
I've learned a lot today from a topic I wasn't very educated about, and I've learned that incorporation is not impossible, and I've learned of the many ways to make it possible.
It would be brilliant if we could rely on the UNCRC when we go to court in the same way as we rely on the European Convention.
The thing that grabbed me today was Alison Reid when she spoke about lack of access to justice. I think it's wrong that children get lack of confidentiality and that they need to go through their parents for the legal aid.
Today has been a really fantastic day actually. It's been really interesting hearing about the UNCRC from so many different points of view, from academics, from legislators, from lawmakers. But I would say the biggest thing that I've managed to take away from today is that despite the fact that we are discussing the UNCRC and the law, we can't look at incorporation just from the legal side of things. I think in order to be able to fully achieve incorporation, we have to change the mindset of society, the actual way that people as a whole look at children and their rights.